Happy Saturday morning. I'm Rebecca Turco. Time now for your top stories and weather in 90 seconds. Today is the last day to vote early in several counties across Central Florida. Over in Lake County, registered voter turnout is just below 30%. Some supervisors of elections across Central Florida are worried that concerns over election integrity are playing a role in lower voter turnout. Florida doctors will no longer be able to provide certain gender-affirming care to transgender youth after the State Board of Medicine voted to block those treatments Friday. Under the new restrictions, doctors cannot prescribe puberty blocking and hormone treatments to patients under the age of 18. They would also be barred from performing surgical treatments on minors. And the Orlando Police Department is holding a job fair today from 10 to 2 at their headquarters on West South Street in Orlando. OPD is looking to fill positions in multiple career fields for qualified candidates. The state is also providing a $5,000 bonus incentive to first-time and out-of-state officers who become Florida certified officers. And now a check of your weather with meteorologist Zach Covey. And Zach, there's some rain ahead, so could all that impact Election Day?
I certainly think so, Rebecca.
Today is your last chance to vote early in the midterm elections in some counties across Central Florida. Here's a look at those counties with just today left to cast your ballot before Election Day. Brevard, Flagler, Marion, Sumter, Volusia, and Lake counties. Our Celeste Springer joins us live now from an early voting site over in Lake County at Cooper Memorial Library. Celeste, you say elections officials are concerned about turnout this year. Celeste, thank you. And the race for governor and U.S. Senate are heating up just days ahead of Election Day. All four candidates are making stops right here in Central Florida today to try and get your vote. Governor Ron DeSantis is holding a rally at the 2A Ranch Saloon in Ormond Beach today at 11:45. His challenger for the governor's seat, Charlie Crist, is holding an event at the Alafaya Branch Library in Orlando at 12:35. Senator Marco Rubio is holding a rally at the Bank Street Patio Bar in Ocala this evening at 5 o'clock, and his opponent, Congresswoman Val Demings, is holding a Get Out the Vote block party at Washington Park in Orlando at 3. Well, with just days till Election Day, we have some new information on how voters like you are feeling about the candidates and the races. Our exclusive Spectrum News Siena College poll is out now, and we're looking at the big races on the ballot. In the race for Florida Attorney General, voters right now say they prefer Republican incumbent Ashley Moody 49 to 35. That's a lead increase for Moody since September, when she was favored 41 to 34. Now, Moody is currently listed as favorable by 22% of voters, but 59% of voters still don't know enough about her to form an opinion. Now, this is an improvement over September, when the don't know factor was at 75% for Moody. Her Democratic challenger, Aramis Ayala, polling 10% favorable, 11% unfavorable, and a whopping 78% of voters just don't know. Not much of a difference from September, when Ayala's don't know was at 83%. We asked the director of the Siena College Research Institute about this don't know factor and how that potentially could play out on Election Day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw a change in that race. In September, Moody had a small 7-point advantage. That's grown now to 14 points as some undecideds have made up their mind. But we certainly see, and in this hyper-partisan condition, that there's a great likelihood of voters to just tick on down their party line.
The exclusive Spectrum News Siena College poll surveyed 659 likely Florida voters from October 30th through November 1st. It has a margin of error of plus or minus 4.4%. And as you prepare to cast your vote, remember, Spectrum News has everything you need to know. Here's the QR code to get the Spectrum News voter guide. You can take your phone or tablet out now to scan the QR code with your camera, and it'll send you there. You'll be able to look at the races that'll be on your ballot, where you can go to early vote, and where your Election Day precinct is located. You can mark your choices in the guide so that when you go to vote, you already have your list of candidates and issues ready. Right now, the man suspected of killing 4 people across 3 generations of his girlfriend's family remains in the hospital after turning the gun on himself. Orange County Sheriff John Mina says 23-year-old Chevelle Jones got into an argument with one of the victims at a home on Myers Drive in East Orange County yesterday morning. The sheriff says Jones started removing his stuff from that home before going back inside with a gun, shooting and killing the 49-year-old matriarch of the family, her 2 daughters in their late 20s, and the matriarch's 4-year-old granddaughter. Another adult daughter was shot and ran for help. Neighbors say they are shocked this could happen so close to home.
I can't even imagine the trauma that those 2 little ones have to deal with, and also the woman that survived, I guess, the shot and then went over to the neighbor's house to get help. Like that whole scenario is just a nightmare.
Sheriff Mina says Jones was in a relationship with one of the women who was killed. According to the sheriff's office, there was no history of domestic violence. The sheriff says if the suspect survives, he will be charged with these murders. And now it's time to check back with certified meteorologist Zach Covey. Zach, we're nearing the end of hurricane season, but the tropics are starting to heat up.
Yeah, tropics are heating up.